Have you ever tried booking an international flight and had that moment where the price on your screen just doesn't make sense? You search for a one-way ticket from Canada to London and the airline wants, let's say, $800. Then you think, okay, I'll book a return trip separately. You search for London back to Canada, then you get another $700 as your price ticket. Together, you're looking at $1,500 for this trip. But then you check round trip. Same airline, same dates, same flight, and looking at it again, you see the price tag has changed. It's now $950 for the round trip. So wait, how did adding a return trip just make my entire itinerary cheaper? You're taking the exact same two flights, so why would buying them separately cost more? And this isn't some strange mistake you found on a booking website. For international travels, this can genuinely happen and there is a very specific reason behind it. Here's the part that surprised me when I looked into this. Airlines don't necessarily treat those two flights as one flight there plus one flight back. For many international routes, especially with traditional full-service airlines, a round-trip fare can be its own product with its own pricing and rules. So when you buy the two flights separately, you aren't necessarily getting half of the round-trip price twice. You could be buying two individual one-way fares that are priced very differently. And historically, airlines had a very good reason for doing this. They wanted to separate different kinds of travelers on a specific trip. Think about two people flying from Canada to London. One is going on a vacation while the other is there on a business meeting. The vacation traveler might consider staying a few extra days to save money, while the business traveler would want to go back to their base as quickly as possible. Airlines realized a long time ago that these people don't value tickets in the same way. So they created cheaper fares with restrictions that a flexible traveler would accept, while keeping more expensive fares available for people who needed flexibility. One famous example was the Saturday night stay rule. For many years, some of the cheapest fares required you to stay over on Saturday night. That sounds bizarre until you realize what the airline was really doing at the time. It wasn't pricing Saturday nights. No. It was using Saturday night to figure out what kind of traveler you were. The US Government Accountability Office documented how restrictions such as Saturday night stays helped airlines distinguish more price-sensitive leisure travelers from travelers who need more flexibility. Now, airlines don't simply sit there today asking whether you're staying for Saturday night. Their pricing systems are much more sophisticated, but the basic idea remains. The airline wants to know what kind of demand it's dealing with. How many people want this particular flight and how many seats are left? They also consider how close the airline is to departure, what are competing airlines charging, and what fares should still be available. So that $950 round trip ticket isn't necessarily the airline saying, let's give you a discount because you're coming home. It's more like this particular itinerary qualifies for a different fare. And that's why airline pricing can look completely disconnected from what we think the flight should cost. Now, this is especially important when you're talking about international flights. On many US domestic routes, airlines have moved towards much simpler one-way pricing. So two one-ways can cost about the same price as a round trip, but international markets are different. Current 2026 comparisons show that round trips can still be significantly cheaper than two separate one-way tickets on international routes, although it depends on the airlines, routes, and the dates. So don't take this as round trips are always cheaper, they aren't. Rather, the real mystery is, why can the exact same two international flights cost more when you buy them separately? And now we have the answers. Because airlines aren't simply selling you two different flights, they are selling different fare products to different types of travelers. And that pricing system has evolved for decades. But here's where I think this gets a little bit more fascinating. Because if airlines are deciding which fare to offer, who or what is actually making that decision? How does the airline know when to stop selling the cheap tickets? And why can you see an empty airplane but still be told that the cheapest fare is gone? That's what we're going to be uncovering in the next video. We're going inside the system airlines use to decide what your seat is worth. I'm Bibian and this is Triple G. I'll see you in my next one.